You are now listening to Diary of a Wine Addict.
I have
Pearllie
never,
Hart.
as a child, aspired towards marriage. You know how when you're young, as a young girl, you just dream about your wedding ball gown, the wedding cake. I never aspired towards marriage. I never thought about it. I never envisioned how it's going to be like. To me, it was just not necessary as a growing child. I'm talking about as a child, not now. Even now, as a young adult, I've come to appreciate the institute of marriage. I've come to appreciate the coming togetherness, the whole union of marriage, all right? But I still do not see it as a goal. And if I'm going to be very brutally honest, I do not necessarily believe in marriage. And can you blame me? I don't think you can blame me, because what we have in today's world, I live in a world where marriages don't last. I live in a world where people just suffer in marriages. They do not, sorry, let me put this away. I believe I live in a world where people do not appreciate, or people do not respect the sanctity of marriage, but people break off, from marriages, from the commitment too often. And I don't know if you guys can hear me, if I should just hold this myself. I have to get a new mic, guys. But yeah, so I live in a world where people do not respect the union of marriage. All right, so it's very hard for me to want to aspire to marriage, especially as a female, because traditionally women or girls are taught to aspire to marriage. Women are taught to be homemakers, to make sure that whoever they get married to is blessed, necessarily like make a home. So for a very, from a very young age, a lot of girls, especially in Africa, are being groomed, if I were to use that word, towards marriage. I was fortunate enough to not come from that kind of home. My home is a little westernized, so I did not have that whole, you're going to get married, you have to learn certain things. Obviously, because I'm African, there are things that had to be, there, that were not like omitted. Like, you're having to learn how to cook, having to do some certain things. I'm the first daughter, I'm the only daughter. I'm the only girl, so obviously there are things that, and from the Igbo, culture, you are taught to do some certain things. I'm grateful for the kind of family, the close-knit family that I have, that did not emphasize too much on marriage. Because now, growing up and being the young adult that I am, I do not see... I know some people are going to come for me for this, but you know what? I was born ready, so you can come for me. I don't care. And I'm going to say what I want to say regardless. Too many marriages are broken. This is the 21st century, and there are a lot of marriages broken. And it doesn't, before we used to think that, it depends on how long you've dated. It depends on how long, if you guys are not friends, it can't work. It has to be more than love. But we're seeing a lot of marriages that have lasted for years and decades being broken up, and then the man is going after little girls. I don't want to name names, but you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're in Nigeria, news coming out from different areas where people that have basically dated when they were teenagers and got married for years and years and years, and they just broken up over trivial things. It is very heartbreaking for me to see things like that. It does not put marriage in a good light for me. And already being a person that has never really thought about marriage as a young person, as a young child, being a young adult now, I still have literally no stance against it. Am I saying that I do not believe in love? I'm a lovey-dovey person. I am a loud lover. Do I believe that there's somebody out there that probably deserves the kind of love that I can give? Yes. Am I going to put myself out there? Probably not, because it's a scary thing. Commitment is a scary thing. All right. And especially as I'm going to toot my horn a little bit, especially as a young girl who is very beautiful, if I might say so myself. I do say so myself. Very intellectual and very driven. I have quite a lot of people that are quite, attracted to me. And that is where the confusion comes, because you don't know these people for real. You don't know their intentions. You can't say, oh, because you've been friends with somebody for too long, that person is genuine. No. People hide, people pretend who they are. These are many more has kind of attributed to the reasons why I do not see marriage to stand the test of time. No disrespect to the originator of marriage, which is God. All right, I believe that God is the originator of marriage. So, no disrespect to him. I just feel like in the world we live in, a lot of married people do not stay married. What do you think the causes are? I'd like to know your thoughts, because these are real life matters that affect teenagers, adolescents, young adults, like myself. And let's talk about these things. Do you know that I had this crazy thought? I've always had this crazy thought. I'm going to say it now, and I know you guys are going to come for me. I don't care. Like I said earlier, I really don't care. But, hold on. I do believe that if marriage contracts can be renewed, maybe it would be a lot better. Let me explain. This is odd. I'm too westernized, God. I feel like if you were to get married and you say, you know what, every 2 years we're going to review our marriage contract. Like, if it was like legal, legitimate to do that, like you could say after 2 years the couple can come together and say, do we still want to be together? I feel like the whole idea of eternity, long life, forever is so, even though it's achievable, the idea is scary. Being committed to one person. And I'm not saying, I don't have a problem with being committed. I have a problem with the other party being committed to me. And we loyalists, if we do not get that same loyalty in the same measure, that's a problem. Personally, I can go all Marilyn Monroe on you. I just leave. I don't have the time to argue. And that's not the point of marriage. The point of marriage is to stay together forever. All right, it's a forever thing. That's why you have those little cuffs as rings. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like if people could review their marriages, like 2 years down the line, do we think we should? I know people do like renewal vows. That's totally different. Vows is like you guys are already together and you guys are willing to stay together. What if one party says, I don't want to stay with you? Like, can we legalize that? Where, if it doesn't work out, instead of one person staying just because that is what the law, states and everything. It just, for me, I don't know, maybe I'm too westernized, and maybe this is from the drink. Maybe I'm just tipsy and I'm saying nonsense. But for me, marriages don't last. And it's crazy. But what are your thoughts? I believe in love. I believe in a love so deep the ocean is jealous. And I believe that it will find me and it will stay. The problem is I'm too stubborn. I don't think I can. I don't tolerate a lot. I'm very picky, and as I should be. So I don't settle for less. I will never settle for less. So yeah, even if it feels like I'm using people at the moment, it's just what it is, because I'm just really in reality scared of making that commitment, because people are not who they say they are. But that is all I have for today. Marriage and love. We have a lot of topics to bring from this theme, but for me, I just feel like this Sunday, by the way, this was recorded on a Sunday, I just wanted to just say my thoughts concerning this and just let it rest. Yeah, so what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment below. And if you're listening to me from Anchor FM, you can leave a voice message. I'm trying to do better with my equipment, sound, light, everything. Don't worry, we're getting there. We're just starting, so we're gonna get there. So I'll see you guys in my next episode. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you're listening to me anywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, sorry. Whatever, YouTube. Please leave a comment down below as well. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and working with me. You have been listening to Diary of a Wine Addict with Pearllie Hart. By the way, this drink, I am trying to do more wine reviews. This drink is Don Simon. It's a very old drink. It's Spanish. I love it. It's not my favorite, but it will do for now. So I think subsequently I'm going to be introducing the wines that I drink, and refer you guys if you guys are interested. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.